Hey guys, SaucySurg. Are you guys wondering how to get pure white dye, or the actual true black dye in Crimson Desert, and not those fake washed out dyes that don't even come close? Or maybe you're trying to unlock some of the best colors in the game, whether that's those beautiful golden tones, deep reds, rich blues, or vibrant greens with powerful purples, or colors that make your character look like an absolute platinum white knight. Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you a full guide on how to farm dyes fast, how to unlock a huge variety of colors, and most importantly, how to get the true white dye and the real black dye. And trust me, unlocking those two special dyes actually come with some pretty interesting challenges. So if you guys like Crimson Desert tips, tricks, guides, and content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, without wasting any more of your precious time, let's get into the video, and I'll show you exactly how to unlock all of these dyes for yourself. So to start things off, I'm going to show you exactly how to unlock the dye vendor for your Greymane camp. This is huge because instead of running all over the map to different vendors, you have everything right in one place, which makes farming and customizing your gear way easier. Now, to start this off, you're actually going to head into your faction quests on the Greymane side, and you're looking for the subsection called Grounds of the Sunrise. Inside that, there's a quest line called Solid Foundation, and more importantly, the exact quest we want is called A Rumor at the Inksworth Bindery. All you have to do is follow the quest, investigate the rumor, and then return Marius. Once you finish it, he'll move directly into your Greymane camp and become your personal dye vendor. On top of that, you actually get rewarded with the rich red dye and dark yellow dye, which is huge because those two colors you don't have to go farm for or waste your time trying to get. Honestly, this step is super simple, but it's one of the most important things you can do early if you're planning on unlocking all the dyes efficiently, just so you have them right there at your camp. So moving down the list, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean when I say farming dyes in Crimson Desert, because this is where things actually really start to pay off. Now, first things first, you are going to need food, and I'm telling you right now, this is the most important part. It does not matter what type of food you bring, vegetables, soups, meat, but I highly recommend using the cheapest cooked meal possible in massive quantities, and I mean massive. We're going to need hundreds of cooked meat, and I'm not exaggerating at all. This is not about the quality, but the quantity, so don't waste resources making high-tier meals, just cook the lowest food quality, stack it up as much as possible. Now, if you don't have any good ways to farm meat yet, you've got a few options. You can buy meat from butcher shops all across the map at your camp, different locations. That could be one option for you. You can also use your livestock pen, and honestly, chickens are the best option since they grow the fastest and give you a ton of meat. They're just honestly a simple animal to feed, to grow, and to obviously dispatch. Or you can go out into the world like I do and farm animals such as goats, pigs, cows, or anything you find across Pywell. The bottom line is just get as much food as you possibly can. I'm sure on YouTube you can find other locations of giving you the most efficient farms possible for meat. So if you have to do that, come back to the video. Now once you get your food ready, we're going to actually head over to Demonis right here where I am located on the map. Now when you get here, you're going to notice there is a dye house here, but that's not exactly why we're here. What we're actually looking for is NPCs called dyers. Not every single NPC here is one, but you'll find a mix of strangers, dyers, and expert dyers. And obviously we only care about the dyers and expert dyers because of the reward we're going to get from them. Here's how the farm works. You're going to gift them food, and it takes about 10 pieces per interaction depending on the meat you have. Once you've filled up their trust to 100%, they are going to reward you with a random dye. And I mean random. You can get blues, greens, reds, purples, pretty much everything. And as you can see in my inventory, I have an absolute metric ton of dyes. Obviously everything except black and white. So this method is really simple. You run around, you find every single dyer that you can, and dump all your food onto them until you run out. Usually you can find anywhere from 5 to 10 dyers per run depending on your spawn, but here's the key part. If you want to reset the farm, all you have to simply do is just fast travel away and come back. All the NPCs in the area will refresh and reset, and you can repeat this entire process over again until you unlock pretty much every single dye in the game. And yes, this lets you farm dyes indefinitely until you unlock everything. Obviously just not the black and white. Now eventually you're going to run into something called an expert dyer. These guys are a bit more rare from what I've seen, and how other people are saying they might actually have a higher chance to give rarer dyes. I'm not 100% confirmed on that, so don't quote me, but if you guys know for sure, drop it down in the comments. Either way, if you see an expert dyer, do not skip them, max out their trust immediately.
Stranger.
And one of the best dyes you can get from this method is called the bright orange dye, which honestly is the closest thing we have to a gold color in the game, and I'm telling you right now, it looks insane. It gives that full golden knight look. I'm going to show you on the screen right here. So with that being said, let's move on. I'm going to show you exactly how to get this dye so you can start looking like an absolute legend. And you won't have to focus on RNG, but there's an actual location we can get this dye. So like I was saying, if you want a guaranteed way to unlock the bright orange dye, you're going to have to do this exactly as I do. You're going to head over to the eastern side of the desert, just below Crimson Desert, to a location called the Tideworm Ruins Iron Crawler Station. Now when you get here, you're going to see this old train station out in the middle of the desert. What you want to do is make your way exactly where I go on screen, over into this smaller building attached to the train station. Now I do want to mention before you come here, you're obviously going to need a key and a mask to actually access this room. But once you got those, head over, unlock the door, head inside, and right here on the table is going to be the bright orange dye. And I'm telling you right now, this dye looks insane. On metal armor, it gives off that perfect golden tone, and honestly, it's probably the closest thing we have to a true golden dye in the game. I mean, come on guys, look at this thing. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The best part about this is it's guaranteed, it's not RNG, so if you can't get it from the farming dyers, you obviously can just do this. So if you don't have a ton of food yet, or you've been getting unlucky with the dyers, this is the perfect way to secure that golden look early on. Now that we've covered that, let's move on to the next part, and this is where things are getting a little bit more interesting. Alright, now we're getting into what you guys probably been waiting for, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get the true black dye. Not that fake dark red, not that washed out nonsense. I mean actual black dye. So what you're going to do is head into the middle of the desert, just below Tashklap, to a location called Mekwim. And yeah, I probably butchered the name, but you'll see it on screen. Now, fair warning, when you do get here, this place is completely overrun by these orcs. So you're going to have to fight your way through, clear everything out, and once you do, it will trigger a cinematic showing that the area has been liberated. Now here's where things really start. After you liberate the village, you're going to head back to the main settlement below Tashklap, and on the southern side of the city, you're going to find a quest called Lifted Fog. This is the start of the Black Dye questline. You'll see a couple of guards talking, just walk up, deliver the news that you've liberated the area. After that, you're actually going to head back to the village that we just cleared, and inside, you'll find a place called the Lawless Market. This is going to be a quest here on the minimap. All you have to do is find these two NPCs talking, and you have to eavesdrop on them. Simply walk up on the wall and lean. Eventually you'll eavesdrop, and some type of thing at the top left will say that you're listening into the conversation. But once you do that, it's talking about some shady wagon deal. But once you're done, you're actually going to move to another camp down below, and you're going to be meeting a guy named Fence after the quest updates. You'll know you find him because he's sitting on a chair and he has some guards around him. All you're simply going to do is talk to him, and this is where things get a little grindy. So basically, Fence wants you to steal wagons for him. Now here's how it works. Wagons spawn randomly along the roads. You may have to run pretty far, just follow the trail. Eventually one will spawn. Don't give up, guys. I ran a bunch, I found it. It's eventually going to pop up for you. When you find one, it could be guarded by bandits, so obviously you will have to kill the bandits that are located around it. Try not to hit the horses and stuff, because obviously they will run away. If it is a friendly wagon with just regular NPCs, you are going to have to wear a mask and steal the wagon from them, and then obviously bring it back to Fence. Quick tip, guys, I learned this the hard way. When you bring back the wagon, there's a wooden gate animation where these little goblins are moving the gates for you to pull the wagon in. Do not rush it. Wait until they fully open and the animation is fully completed, because I did not, and I was trying to be rushy about it, and I literally screwed my whole wagon up. So guys, after turning in the first wagon, here's where it gets a little more grindy. Fence is going to ask you to steal 2 more wagons. So yes, you've got to go back out, find 2 more, and bring them in. Make sure you talk to him before doing this, or it obviously won't count towards your progression. But once you finish all 3 wagons, you'll obviously trigger another cinematic. Eventually Fence leaves, and that means you've completed the mission, the Lawless Market quest. Now you're probably wondering, where's my black dye? It didn't give me anything for that quest. Well, this is where it unlocks a secret vendor. Now to get him to spawn, you're going to need to rest, sleep, or fast travel somewhere, basically pass some time. Now we're going to head back to the village we originally liberated, so the one with all the orcs that we had to clear out. Mekwim or something like that. I know I butchered the name the first time. Outside the town, you're going to find a new vendor, the back alley vendor, and this guy is the one you've been looking for, and he sells the true black dye, some pretty solid books, and some pretty clean armor pieces. And that's it. That's how you get the real black dye in Crimson Desert. No RNG, no guessing, just a quest line and a guaranteed way to unlock it. Alright, now we're finally here. We've covered the farming methods, the orange dye, all the other colors, and even true black dye. But now it's time, the one you guys probably been waiting for, and the pure white dye. So for this one, we're heading all the way to the far east side of the map, out on a floating island called Marnie's Drilling Rig. It's basically an oil rig sitting out by itself. This is where things get pretty interesting. Now, when you guys do get here, you're going to notice this is an entire rig that's been occupied by robotic enemies with lightning swords. They look intimidating, but honestly, guys, they're really not that bad. Just clear them out however you want. Once everything's dead, you'll trigger the liberation cinematic that you've cleared out the oil rig. Now, after that, here's where the puzzle starts. You're going to find a vent with light shining on it with a grate below you. To get inside, you're simply going to crouch, use your force palm punch, and flip the gate and drop down. Now, once you're inside the rig, your goal is to restore the power. So the first step is we're going to fix the wires. One is going to be on your left right here. You're simply going to make your way further down, and there's going to be another wire on the wall that you have to connect. Now, once you connect these wires, everything is going to start pumping up. Lights are going to be shining and gears are going to be turning. And then you're going to notice that there is a light shining on a yellow handle. Simply walk over it, pull the yellow handle down, and it will open up a gate. Now, the next puzzle, once again, is super simple. You're simply going to walk over and use Nature's Grasp to lift up these supports. You're going to lift up all three. Now, obviously, it won't progress until these things fall back down on these brackets, and your quest will update once you lift up all three of these. This next room is pretty simple. There's going to be a giant rotating cylinder with button-like nodes all around it. All you have to do is jump and use force palm punch on each one of them until they are all the way in the ground and they lock in place, like I do here on screen. But once you're all done, you're good. Now for this next section, look where the grease leads. You're going to have to fly all the way up here where I do. You're going to climb up to a circular grate. Now you're going to use the resist mechanic on here and then force palm punch yourself to flip yourself on the outside. Now we need to go high up. Look for a distant platform with gears. You're gonna go up, and eventually you're gonna see a little platform with like a little engine gears on it. You're gonna glide over, and you're gonna notice you're gonna have to kick this button. After kicking it, it's gonna open up this latch, and you're gonna pull a handle. After pulling the first handle, obviously there's gonna be a second handle, and once you pull that one down, everything is gonna start spinning, and honestly, that's it. You've restored the rig. Now we're going to head to the final step. We're going to make our way back to Tinkerton right above Delicia. You'll get a quest called Light Restored to Tinkerton. You simply want to talk to the NPC, watch the dialogue. It's a little nice moment. They're talking about their lights and stuff like that, but we're not here for the quest. After finishing that quest, you're going to notice a question mark right here where I am, but there's going to be no NPC there or anything at all. Just like the black dye, we're going to have to fast travel away, or we're going to have to rest or pass some time. But once we pass some time and fast travel, we can actually come back here, and you're going to notice a new dye vendor will appear, and this is the guy. This is the guy who sells pure white dye. With that being said, you have now unlocked pure white dye. And I'm telling you right now, this dye looks insane. Clean, bright, true white, no tint, no weird shading. You can make your character look like an absolute platinum knight. It looks sick. And just like that, you now have every dye farm method, guaranteed gold, which is, you know, the orange, true black, and pure white. And that right there is how to unlock every major dye in Crimson Desert. If you guys find this guide helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you. You guys have been showing insane support on Crimson Desert content lately, and I truly can't thank you enough. There's a lot more coming. And as always, guys, take care, and God bless.